An important wise man once said, "In the sea of faces, you caught my eye, my beauty, my flower blooming among weeds. Red, orange, yellow, green. I'm a legend, Thanos. Look at us in this blue-green. Now give me the green light. I like you." This is just one of the many scenes where Thanos just kills it, delivering iconic, quotable, and memorable dialogue. In English,
I'm a legend, Thanos.
Welcome to the Thanos world. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
Let's get it! Woo! I'm sorry, boy. Stop it. We'll come back, my friends. I'm so fucking angry, man! Let's go! I'm so happy to see you again, bro. I like you.
from goofy dances in the middle of games and funny-ass English one-liners to me rewatching the show and finding him even more hilarious a second time, I had to know more about the man behind the Thanos. According to a couple of pronunciation sources on the beautiful internet, Thanos' actor is named Choi Seung-hyun.
Hello, my name is Choi Seung-hyun.
Choi Seung-hyun is actually better known as T.O.P, and look where I had to dig this pronunciation from, an archive from 14 years ago. And since it's already on screen, let's segue into that. T.O.P was a K-pop star who rapped and sang in the boy band BigBang from YG Entertainment. Did he dance? Can we get some footage in here? Big Bang's inception in 2006, much like many others, do they always do this? Was brought to audiences through their documentary Big Bang: The Beginning. From what I found, it's 11 episodes long, and coincidentally enough for this group, Big Bang was the first group to debut through the internet as opposed to traditional cable broadcast. When planning this section out, I didn't know how to tackle it because obviously this isn't a Big Bang video, but it's still important to T.O.P's background. From what I kept reading, these guys were a freaking huge deal. Going into this, I was like, alright, he was in a group, but it's so much more than that. Big Bang has been labeled the kings of K-pop. They hold 3 of the 10 highest grossing K-pop tours of all time, with their Made World Tour from 15 to 16 having once held the #1 slot and record for most attended tour, bested by BTS and Blackpink. They were included in the Forbes 30 Under 30 music category in 2017 alongside my favorites G-Eazy and Logic with Troye Sivan and Charlie Puth. I got a couple of Logic vinyls, one is right there, I'm wearing one of his shirts. But it's crazy how Big Bang was always right there, like a subliminal throughout a movie. They've achieved many records through the years, but it's just so much to go through. To end it all, I want to go through the finale of it. From 2006 to 2022, Big Bang released 8 studio albums and 8 EPs. Amidst other projects, as I'm just finding out, a single album exists, which you could say is a project of music that contains 1 to 3 songs. Big Bang has some gaps in their music, such as from 2012 to 2015 when they only toured and did solo things, and only releasing a single in 2018 and a single in 2022. With nothing in between, by 2016 they had already been together for a decade. The group started as a 5-member boy band, but in 2019, Seung-mi left. The single from April of 2022 titled Still Life was their first release in 4 years, as members completed their military service and their only release as a 4-member group. 1 year later, in May of 2023, T.O.P officially exited Big Bang. Still Life accomplished a certified all-kill, ranking #1 on the respective Korean music platforms. And this is a mouthful, get ready. Melon, Genie, Bugs, and Vibes daily charts, iChart, Genie, and Bugs real-time charts, YouTube Music's top songs chart, Melon's 24 hits chart, and Flow's 24 hours chart. They were the first male artists to pull it off in 2022. Amongst many other feats, here in the United States, Still Life ranked #1 on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales and debuted at #9 on the Billboard Global 200. Its success drove it to land at #3 of Billboard's 25 Best K-Pop Songs of 2022, beating out, hear me out, BTS, Twice, 17, New Jeans, Stray Kids, and actually Blackpink. With so much appreciation and everything you could want from publishing a song after 4 years of nothing for their fans, I'm sure T.O.P's exit from the group in 2023 was bittersweet. It never is a fun time when good things come to an end. Check this out. It's gonna go like, right? And then he goes down. Oh! Welcome back. Are you enjoying your time? Well, before we continue on to the next part of our broadcast presentation, I'm gonna have to ask you to like this beautiful video and subscribe. You see, these videos, they take much more research and way more time out of my take way more time to plan out than my regular content, which usually just comes from my brain, so I'd appreciate it. Now that that's out of the way, let's get back to one of 2013's Rolling Stone's hottest sex symbols of the year, alongside Margot Robbie and Ariana Grande, to what I like to call the elephant in the room. Okay, so I don't even know how to begin the premise of this. T.O.P smoked weed 4 times. This seems like such a big whoop thing, but here's the deal, okay? Marijuana is a huge no-no in South Korea. It just became medically acceptable in late 2018, but it's still strict there. It's recreationally illegal. And if we look at the bigger picture, even using marijuana in a country where it is legal is a no-no. You are bound by the law of your origin country. The South Korean police also recently announced in an appeal that South Koreans can be punished at home if they use cannabis in a country where it is legal. And bullet 2 brings us to my main point. Public opinion strongly condemns marijuana use, and celebrities caught using it often face significant career damage and social backlash. So you have this man of extreme pop culture significance getting caught in egregious operations. Ugh. You can face a minimum of 5 years or a fine of 50 million won, leaving you nothing but the Squid Game competition prize money as your only hope. So now the extremity of marijuana has been established to the audience. What happened to T.O.P and his shenanigans? I couldn't even say that line properly. Well, this is why I struggled conceptualizing how to begin this all. In South Korea, all men must enlist into the military by the age of 28, starting at 18. They go for their service for at least 18 to 21 months, depending on what branch they go into. And is it 28 or 35 years old? I keep seeing both. And could you guess when T.O.P was investigated? I feel the specifics just teeters on gossip and detracts from my main objective here, so I'll go over the key highlights of the timeline. T.O.P began his military service on February 9th of 2017, where he was to finish on November 8th of 2018. Keep that in mind. On the 1st of June 2017, the public was made aware of T.O.P consuming the weed, and a few days later, he was found unconscious due to an apparent overdose of a tranquilizing drug. When the news broke out, he was transferred to another police division, so I'm sure everything was weighing down on him and just needed to find a source of relaxation. Thankfully, he was found and was taken care of immediately. Fast forward to June 29th, he pleaded guilty to smoking marijuana 4 times in his home in October 2016. And now we're back, face to face. He smoked weed 4 months before enlisting. Doesn't sound smart, but I know what you're thinking. What happened next? Did he spend the 5 years in prison?
Well, yeah. He got out in 2022 and filmed Squid Game after.
I'm kidding.
수 없는 큰 실수로 이루어졌으며 많은 분들께 커다란 실망을 끼쳐드렸습니다.
He got 2 years of probation where it violated 10 months of jail. He served as a police officer before the charges and was deemed unfit for it as a result. I don't know what he did the next 7 months, but after a long review in January of 2018, it was announced that he'd be continuing as a public service worker. He was finally discharged on July 6, 2019. He was let free a month earlier than scheduled, making his whole military bubble 8 months longer than it should have been. Let's go! Did you know that on the Cannabis in South Korea Wikipedia page, all the way at the bottom in the category in popular culture, subsection modern day, T.O.P is featured? Cannabis King, baby! Okay, not really. Considering everything, that is not a great title to have. I take back everything that I said. I don't know what the fuck are you talking about. Anyway, we do have a little bit more to discuss. You see, Big Bang is a pretty big part of his life thus far, but he always did do some extra things on the side as well. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about acting. Yes, boys and girls. Yes, boys and girls, Thanos is no stranger to putting on a show. And while he doesn't have Thanos level credits, you can actually watch his stuff and it's not some obscure lost media. Starting with the television series I Am Sam, or I Am Your Teacher for the rest of us folk, from 2007. It's about this dookie ass high school student who doesn't care much for school, and so her father, a very important mafia man, pays this dorky teacher to be a live-in tutor. I think Choi Seung-hyun plays a sort of love interest. I mean, this scene on screen is just devastating. Sorry for spoilers, but she's returning a ring back to him. It's bittersweet. You can watch I Am Your Teacher for free on Kakao, That's a First, or just here on YouTube. Full playlist with all 16 episodes listed under section 3 of my references. The 2000s. Great fashion, square ass picture ratio, teen dramas. He gave 2 performances in 2009. The television series Iris, which, holy shit, stars Lee Byung-hun as the main star. I'm just finding this out as I write the video, but yo, that's pretty freaking cool. They had starred alongside each other over a decade prior in one of the most expensive K-dramas ever. As the two friends find their loyalties tested and forge new, unlikely alliances, the journey takes them from their home country to Hungary, Japan, and China, where they find themselves at the center of an international conspiracy. Are you not sold? Are you not entertained? I believe Choi Seung-hyun is more of a supporting character as he's listed last and only appears in 14 of the 20 episodes, which, hello? Here in the United States, it's on Netflix, so we can watch this show? I'm going to watch. I'm going to put everyone on, even my mom. Almost forgot what I was supposed to be doing here. First film of this section, 19. The story of 3 19-year-olds accused of murdering a girl. They don't know each other, but they bond through this experience as they figure out the truth. Captivating premise, but this quality is something. It's here on this platform, but you're not going to want to watch this on a TV or full screen on your computer if you want to preserve that quality. Co-starring BigBang member Sungni, who turned out to be a real-life villain. I didn't get into it, but yeah, that guy ended up serving some time. Their one single from 2018 featured him. He left in 2019 amidst this scandal, and Still Life from 2022 was a 4-man song before T.O.P bounced. Look at the voiceover guy cross-pollinating lore from section 1. In 2010, the film adaptation of the series Iris releases, retelling of the show and shot at the same time. That same year, 71 Into the Fire. A group of undertrained and outgunned student volunteer soldiers protect a girls' middle school during the Korean War in 1950. I would watch the heck out of this one, and both movies can be viewed for free as of this recording. He was able to put in some work there from 07 to 10. Big Bang was on a hiatus for almost 2 years, but then they released their EP Tonight and their album Big Bang 2 in 2011. A year later, their next EP Alive followed, and they went on their first world tour ever, the Alive Galaxy Tour. Then things settled a bit, so he went into acting afterwards. We're almost done here, I promise you. His first project back was a film called Commitment. Follows the story of an ex-North Korean agent's son who must follow the steps of his father to protect his little sister. It wasn't as well received as 71, but this one is extremely available to watch. One of the more interesting projects is Tazza, The Hidden Card from 2014. There are 3 movies in this franchise where some of the actors reprise their roles. This first sequel follows the nephew of the original protagonist as he enters the gambling underworld only to be used as a scapegoat in a deal gone wrong. Now he's planning his revenge by entering one big fatal game. I love me a degenerate gambling high stakes story, so this one would be high on my list. Except this one isn't streaming, unless you go on some site.
So fucking angry, man!
I don't partake in these activities, but I hear 𝙍𝙀𝘾𝙀𝙍𝙍 has it.
I'm sorry, boy.
So a year later in 2015, they released 4 single albums. Remember that phrase early on? MADE released 1 a month from May to August. They also embarked on their 66-show Made World Tour from April 15 to March 16, the years, which, callback if you remember, is currently still sitting to this day the 3rd highest grossing K-pop tour. You have no idea how many times it took me to repeat that line in one go. Giving T.O.P a documentary credit as they released Big Bang Made in theaters June 2016. And to close off the year, they finally released their album Made after almost a year and a half of hyping it up. 11 songs, 10 actually have a music video. Some might say this is the best K-pop album of all time. It was a smash hit. But cue the biopic trope where everything comes crashing down. T.O.P's last tour was their 0 to 10 from July of 16 to Jan of 17. He soon went to the military in February. The drama broke down in June, and his last movie came out that October, but you can't really find it anywhere. The rest of the group went on their final tour to close out the year. Flower Road releases in 2018. It got a perfect all kill, which is smashing all the daily charts like the certified one, but also eliminating the weekly iChart as well. 3 other members start their military service. Sung-ni exits the entertainment industry in March of 2019. The remaining 4 finished their service from July to November. And eventually, COVID hits. And that's it, really. Still Life releases in 2022, and T.O.P exits in 2023. I've spent the past week cross-referencing so many pages and piecing together information and dates, and from my perspective, there's a story here for sure. If there's some sort of pain to relate to, I feel it. Big Bang has touched the hearts of many people. They've generated so much success and have had records under their belt. I have to reiterate this once again, 2 songs in the span of 4 years and nothing since. One being a gift and farewell to fans as they would enter their military service, and the other many fans perceived as a true emotional goodbye, even before T.O.P announced he was out. There is a story here, and I hope I did a good job shining a light on it. With the chapter of Big Bang at an end for his personal life, there really hasn't been anything in the world of acting since 2014 primarily. That is, until Squid Game. But many people have moaned and groaned over the character Thanos. The creator Hwang Dong-hyuk even acknowledged it himself in an interview. It seems that they are dissatisfied with the Thanos character itself in Korea. In Korea, there were a lot of concerns and criticisms when the casting was announced. Personally, I think he did a good job portraying the character I created. Looking at the reactions now, the Thanos character is well received overseas and unpopular in Korea. I feel the cultural and perspective differences once again. The beauty of a project taking as long as this video here has to produce, I wrote it over the course of a few days due to being sick and all the research I had to do, is that there may be developments and information that I can input into the project. You see, Choi Seung-hyun has been left out of promotional materials and interviews for the show, and many people have wondered why, but there is an answer for it. Regarding T.O.P, who was excluded from all promotional schedules, he said, "If you add up seasons 2 and 3, Thanos leaves early on. He's not that important of a character, but if you just look at season 2, he feels quite important. It's not that we initially planned to have Choi Seung-hyun do some promotional work, but we left him out because of negative public opinion. There was a lot of criticism even in the early stages of casting, so some people thought, wouldn't it be difficult to do promotional work together? From then on, there were no plans for a production presentation, interview, etc. And now Seung-hyun has returned to the project. When he's ready to talk about his past, I think it would be better to arrange a time when he does some promotional work or tells his own story. It would be difficult to sit him down in front of the press and ask him to answer short questions now." So basically, he was never planned to be in interviews. His character feels much larger than what it actually is due to the season being split into 2 parts. I know it's season 2 and 3, but it's more like a season 2 part 1 and part 2. If he were involved in these interviews, it could be possibly difficult due to his past with marijuana, which some South Koreans have not forgotten. And they're not gonna let go of that grudge. Weed bad. That is until January 15th. He did an interview. I think he did a couple of them, but I wanna share one that's very condensed with you all. T.O.P breaks silence on controversial return to acting in Squid Game Season 2. Why is this image so huge? Choi Seung-hyun, also known as former BigBang member T.O.P, ended his 11-year silence in an interview with the Korea Times Wednesday, where he addressed the controversy surrounding his role in Squid Game Season 2. The character mirrored my past, reflecting aspects I'd rather keep hidden. The fear of being pigeonholed into one role made me hesitate, but destiny seemed to be pulling me in this direction. For almost 10 years, I felt no one looked at me, but director Hwang Dong-hyuk reached out to me first. The trust and the belief he had in me gave me the courage to take this on. As an actor, it is my duty to repay the trust. Excelling in my performance is another assignment in my life. The drug that Thanos uses in the series is extremely potent, so I researched the effects of such substances while developing the character. He discovered that individuals dependent on strong drugs often experience significant dental damage and suffer from intense anxiety and symptoms similar to ADHD when not under the influence. Welcome back, my friends.
Welcome back, my friends.
What's the other one? I'm sorry, my boy.
I'm sorry, boy.
I try to act differently in scenes where Thanos had not yet used the drugs versus those where he had. There's a type of rap style in southern US hip-hop called mumble rap, often associated with rappers who use powerful stimulants. I try to channel that in the way Thanos delivers his lines. I love that, dude. Why is this image so huge, man? It's grainy. Trey described his 30s as a period of lost time, filled with immense shame, self-loathing, and deep introspection. For the past 7 years, I have lived almost isolated from society, spending most of my time at home and in my music studio. So I just kept working on music in the dark, and the reason I did that was not for any other reason, but because music was the only place where I could breathe. When I was composing music and standing in front of the microphone, I think I made music to survive. So I wrote a countless number of songs just by listening to my own dark heart and inner turmoil. I wanted to heal myself through music, and I wanted to share that music with my fans in some way. After tumultuous years in the entertainment industry, T.O.P envisions a more ordinary life in his 40s, one that mirrors the experiences of any other young man in Korea. My primary goal is to establish a stable and less dramatic life, he said. I want to reach a point where I can wake up without being bombarded by negative news and feel more at peace. At the very bottom of my description, you'll find that I listed this interview along with ones I called interview 1 and 2 because those are much longer, have way more questions that you can read through if you're interested. This man is really introspective. There's a video of him talking in this space program that he was supposed to go through that fell through last year, and he just seems like a really chill guy. So if you're interested in reading those interviews, I suggest you do so. I hope this guy continues finding his peace. And also in that space video, he speaks, I'm just gonna say he speaks good English. The whole video is like 2.5 minutes, he's speaking English. Yeah, he has his little accent to it, but dude, he gets his words across and he knows what he's saying. I just realized I spoke all that with the headphones on. There wasn't even audio in that article. Going into this, I did not expect to cover as much as I did. I knew he was in a band. I didn't know he acted. I've grown some sort of fandom to this man after all the research and time spent creating this video. Unfortunately, I feel like I don't have a profound ending to this all. I did try to end each section with a sort of mic drop, impactful moment, and I think I did succeed in that. But for the true conclusion of this discussion, I just don't have anything to say. Everything's been laid out, but if I want to just make something off the spot, Choi Seung-hyun, the Western folk, we got you, bro. We love you. We don't care about marijuana. Most of us don't care. And you said you've been paying attention. In one of the articles, you said you're paying attention to the feedback to what people are saying towards your character. And over here, everyone that I know, including me, loves your character. I'm going to support your movies. I'm going to watch all your stuff. And, well, your movies. I don't know about that show from like 2009. But you've got a fan of me, and I'm sure you've gained countless and endless numbers of fans through your comeback in Squid Game. You are loved. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's going to be my favorite one in a long while. And by that, I mean maybe over a year. I haven't seen the final product yet, obviously, but the way I structured it in my script, it is just so beautiful and passionate. There's heart behind this video. We are Choi Seung-hyun T.O.P lovers here. That was so robotic. Holy shit. I meant to say we are Choi Seung-hyun top fans here moving forward. I didn't say moving forward. Oh yeah, if you watch Iris, yo, start with the show because I'm hearing that the movie is just, and the show just overshadows it. It's like 20 episodes, right? And then the movie is 2 hours of those 20 episodes. So it's just very crammed and not it. So watch the show if you watch Iris. And I might cover one of his movies here on this channel. Not making any promises, because I've been known to make ones and just evaporate. Love what you like, my friends. Protect your energy. I'm running off 2.5 hours of sleep for this segment that I recorded in this setup. And let's watch that edit one more time.
Let's go! So fucking angry, man!